like an hour ago, I am officially done with USMLE Step 1. Now, I am pretty anxious to get on with relaxing. Hopefully that makes sense. But before that, I thought I would just share a few quick reflections on the Step 1 prep period and how that went for me. My medical school gives us 6 weeks to study for Step 1. I took about 5 of those weeks. My reasoning behind this was that I'd been studying for Step 1 a little bit throughout third year, which I thought would be helpful when it came time for the dedicated study period. I'd also heard from older classmates that you don't want to study for Step 1 for too long of a time, otherwise it's very easy for you to burn out and then you get diminishing returns. Practice questions were mostly what I did to study, perhaps like 70 or 80%. My reasoning behind focusing on practice questions was that I think the main difficulty of the Step 1 exam is the length and the format and trying to get through 280 questions in 7 blocks of 40. That's a lot of questions and a lot of time to do them in, and you have to be able to maintain your stamina and endurance throughout the whole thing. Because of this, I did a lot of practice questions, I took a lot of practice tests, and I focused on getting myself into the testing mindset and understanding the format of each question. The thing about Step 1 is that there is so much knowledge that could be tested on that exam that it is impossible to actually know everything that could possibly be on the exam. And so I think a lot of what they're trying to do with exam questions is test your basic foundational knowledge. They might ask you a question about something that you'd never heard of or never seen before, but they'll give you enough information based on foundational principles that you can answer it if you have that basic knowledge. Of course, that doesn't make the test any easier, but it does mean that process of elimination and good test taking skills can go pretty far. Finally, I think the biggest thing about studying for Step 1 is taking care of yourself. And I really try to do that throughout the block. I made an exercise schedule, I tried to have home-cooked meals most of the time, I meal prepped every week, and one day every week I did not study pretty much at all. When you're studying for Step 1, it's very easy to feel like you have to be studying all the time or else you're not going to be able to keep up, and I think that can be really damaging. I could tell when I got to the end of a week, the day before my day off, I would be really burned out, and trying to push myself to do more questions and study more only made me feel worse and score worse. And so the day that I took off each week made a huge difference in my scores and my ability to feel good about what I was doing in the following days. During my study block, I tried to schedule events or time with friends to be on my days off so that I couldn't study during those times because I had an external commitment. That helped me a lot to force myself to not study and take a break. Speaking of what I did on my days off, I actually have footage from what I got up to when I wasn't studying, so I'll put that in now. And that's it for the end of my February video. Now that I've finished all my clerkships and sat for my Step 1 exam, I guess that makes me officially a 4th year, which is kind of crazy. March is going to be pretty exciting. I start the month off with a conference, then we have our end of year 3, beginning of year 4 flex week, and then I start my first block of 4th year, which will hopefully be pretty cool. See you in the next video. So I'll put that in now at the end of the video.
This is Lindsay busted
Wah!
into
Wah! Wah! Hi.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm almost done filming actually.